pretty much all I ever think about and all I ever talk about. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be objectively ranking the songs from Hamilton the musical because I've become obsessed with it. So now this is just a niche channel for Hamilton the musical. If you watch my last video, you know that I listen to it pretty much every time I'm in the car. And I've only seen it twice, but I listen to the songs pretty much anytime I'm doing anything. This phase has lasted me like 2 or 3 weeks now. I think my roommates are getting tired of hearing the Hamilton soundtrack when I'm in the living room, but what are you gonna do? So before we get started, here is the outfit of the day. This is not a good angle for this, hang on. I went to church earlier, so I was in a nicer outfit, and I have work later. Let's get started. This video will have spoilers for the musical, so if you haven't seen it yet, go watch it, because it's so good, and then come back to this. I made a joke that this was objective. The whole joke is that when you rank things, it's impossible to be objective when you don't have quantitative data. So these are just my favorites, and I'd love to know what you guys think of this soundtrack as well. So coming in at number 10 is The Story of Tonight Reprise. So I pretty much knew my top 5, so the last 5 are kind of a jumble of ones that I really like listening to, and I have them on my phone, but they weren't like my favorites, obviously. In all the songs that I really like, there's a couple of lines that are my favorite. So in this one, I really like when Lafayette says, "You are the worst, Burr." I'm not gonna do the accent because I'll feel stupid, but I love that line. I just really like this song. I wish it was longer, that's why it's number 10. And anything on this list, I still really like, but it was hard to rank them. Even out of every song on the soundtrack, these were my top 10, so these are still the elite ones. Coming in at number 9, I did cheat on this one, and I put 2 songs. But they're You'll Be Back and What Comes Next, so they're pretty much the same song, but one's a little modified. But I just think the King in this musical is so funny, and his little facial expressions, and he's like a very talented singer, and he just cracked me up the first time I saw him. Okay, number 8, this one might be a little controversial because it's not in my top 5, but number 8 is Helpless. When I first watched it, it was one of my favorites, but after listening to it for a long time, I kind of get tired of it. I think this song is a good setup, and also I think it's really interesting the way that Lin-Manuel Miranda organized some of the songs, so there's like callbacks to earlier songs and the later songs. Yeah, if you've seen it, you get it, but I think the song is really like cute and romantic, a little bit naive, and it really pushes the story along and is like a catalyst for everything that happens with this relationship. I think it was really good. Number 7 is The 10 Duel Commandments, and I like this one because in it they like dance like this. And I also like the part where Hamilton goes, "But your man has got to answer for his words, Burr." You know what I mean? Number 6 is That Would Be Enough. I think that this one is just kind of sad. I'm a sucker for a sad song, but That Would Be Enough shows that like Eliza was too good for Hamilton. She supported him through everything, and he just kind of on her. So moving into the top 5. So coming in at number 5 is Dear Theodosia, because this one is just so cute. Both Hamilton and Aaron Burr are talking to their kids, and it's just really precious, and it's really heartfelt, and I think that it was just really sweet, so it's a really good song. And Leslie Odom Jr. is just so talented, like insanely talented. Number 4 is Nonstop. I like this one because it's a mashup of all the other songs, and I love all the other songs, so it's just a big conglomerate of all the best parts of the musical in the first act, so good one. It combines a lot of the other songs, like That Would Be Enough, History Has Its Eyes on You, like stuff like that. You know, when they do that, like on Pitch Perfect. Top 3. Here we go. Number 3 is Say No to This, and this one is just, when I hear it, I get goosebumps. Okay, this one reminds me of the song Sandcastles by Beyonce, and you can just hear the sadness and like pain in her voice, and it's just devastating. Like I just feel devastated when I hear the song. When you're listening to it, you know that mistakes are being made, and you know that this cannot end, like this cannot turn out good. It really just hurts me, truly. For everyone involved, for Hamilton, for whatever this girl's name was, whoever he cheated on Eliza with, for Eliza, for the husband, it all sucks, and it hurts. Number 2, here's the top 2. You guys probably know what my number 1 is. Anyways, number 2 is Wait For It, and I like this one because, like I said, I love Leslie Odom Jr. He's like got a lot of power behind his voice. I'm running out of descriptors for these songs, but Wait For It is just very passionate. Wait For It's also preceded by The Story of Tonight reprise, and so that whole section, I think, right after the wedding is really good. And coming in at numero uno, number 1 for the best song, in my opinion, and also objectively the best song, on the Hamilton soundtrack is Satisfied. It should be everyone's favorite. It is so good. And this is one that I like to watch it actually happen, just because the way that they do the rewind and the attention to detail in the choreography, the callbacks, and then you start to realize, like, oh, during the wedding, her mentioning that he'll never be satisfied is like something that they talked about when they thought they were going to get together, and it's so good. I literally get chills when I watch it. I like the songs that break your heart, and you can tell that she just wants to do right by her sister, but she's in love, and now she has to give that opportunity up to make her family proud, and it is just so many layers to that song, which I think is incredible. And it's so talented. The rapping, and it all fits together so well. If you've seen it, I'm preaching to the choir. I didn't ever think I'd be this girl who's like talking about it all the time, but here I am. I'm not a theater girl, I'm not a singer, I'm not into performing arts at all, but after watching this, I'm like, should I be? I was pleasantly surprised, and like I said, I've been listening to the soundtrack for 3 weeks. I should call it Broadway and tell them that I can do the advertising for Hamilton, because I can't stop raving about it. Now, every video after this is going to be about Hamilton. I hope you know. I hope you're ready for that. Don't unsubscribe if you're already here for it. Also, I'm just kidding. It's a joke. I even wrote them down because I wanted to remember, and I wanted to do it justice. Alright people, but that's going to do it for me ranking my top 10 favorite Hamilton songs from the soundtrack. I hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, punch a hole through your window, throw your phone in the garbage, and subscribe. I'm going to start getting more consistent with posting. I'm really excited about that. And I'll see you in the next one. Love you, bye.